We see the PG&E trucks behind you at the winery. They're using the vineyard as a base camp. After you reached out to them, what was the reason behind that decision?
Well, the decision was pretty simple for us. We, when the fires broke out, our first step was to make sure that all of our staff and family were safe. Once we determined that, the next step was really to find out how we could help the community. It's a very tight-knit community here in the valley. And we fortunately have a really good connection with PG&E. We knew that the CAL FIRE was taking care of the fires. How could we help the community get their power back? And we reached out to PG&E, and immediately they set up base camp here.
Yeah, you mentioned that Charles Krug was intact after the fire, but with so much smoke taint in the area, how are all the Mondavi wineries approaching that important decision of whether or not to harvest and whether or not to make wine from those grapes?
Right, so actually a little clarification, this is the C. Mondavi family, it's the original Mondavi family, and the only estate that we have, the only winery we have here is Charles Krug, the oldest winery here in Napa Valley, and it's still owned by the Mondavi family in our fourth generation here. The decision, we have a very large footprint in Napa Valley, about 850 acres stretching from down in the south up to Howell Mountain. And fortunately, most of these fires were in the northern part of the valley, and so much of our fruit is in Yountville and sort of the central part of the valley. And so our decision is very simple. We are picking all of our fruit, and we will make wine out of it, and we'll determine at that point in time whether or not that wine will be fit enough to sell or to bottle. But not until we make the wine out of it. Of course, we won't bottle anything that won't be fit for consumption, but we're actually quite confident that we'll make a pretty good wine. 2017 is a good example where there's a ring of fire all through the valley and smoke much heavier than this, and we still made fantastic wines out of that vintage.
Mr. Wallenbrook, it's Kelly here. My question is, if these wildfires do become chronic, will the wine industry still have a future in California?
Oh, absolutely. I will tell you that the wine industry is about the most resilient industry I've ever been around. If you take a look at where we've been through clearly now a pandemic. We've been through multiple years of fires, earthquakes, world wars, recessions, economic depressions, and most importantly, remember back 1919 through 33, we went through prohibition where it was actually illegal to have alcohol. So we know we're going to survive and thrive. And this is going to be yet another sort of a little bit of a setback, but we will definitely survive and thrive. We're passionate people about wine. It'll continue.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.